Consider the following method. Okay, so we have calc method, and the definition is right here. And then what value is returned by the call calc method 16? Okay, so we're calling calc method 16. I'm going to use CM for short, just so I don't have to write calc method out. But we're calling calc method 16, and we're trying to figure out what is returned by that call. You know, does it return 50, 60? What value is returned? Now, we're calling calc method 16, which means that num is 16. And inside of the code, we check if 16 is equal to 0, which it is not. So I skip the if, and I go to the next line of code, which says to return. Great, we're going to see what it returns. So it returns num, which is of course 16, plus, and then we're calling calc method again. So this is an example of recursion, okay? It's going to return 16 plus, and then call calc method, passing in 16 divided by 2, which is of course 8. So calc method 16 is going to return 16 plus whatever calc method 8 returns. So in order to figure this out, I need to now figure out, okay, what does calc method 8 return? So I'm basically having to restart again now and say, okay, that's great. I know now what 16 returns, but in order to figure out what calc method 16 returns, I have to now call calc method 8. So now I'm going to call calc method passing in 8. So now num is 8. So I check, is 8 equal to 0? Still not, so I still skip the if. And now I know what it's going to return. So this returns num, which num now is 8 on this call, plus, and then call calc method again. So it's going to call now calc method 8 divided by 2, which is 4. So we are now in the same conundrum. We have the same problem. In order to figure out calc method 8, now we have to figure out what is calc method 4. So now let me go ahead and call calc method 4. What does that return? So calc method 4 means that now num is 4. 4 equal to 0, still false. And so we're going to return 4 plus, and then I'm going to call calc method passing in 4 divided by 2, which is 2. So same thing again, and this is why, you know, recursion is repetitive. You're going to continue to call the same method over and over and over again until eventually it stops. So now I have to figure out what is calc method 2. So calc method 2 means num is 2, 2 equal to 0, still false. So it will return the 2 plus, and then it'll call calc method 2 divided by 2. So it'll call calc method 1. So we got the same problem again. Now we have to figure out what is calc method 1. So I'm going to call calc method 1. Now num is 1. So I check, is 1 equal to 0? It's not. So it'll return 1 plus, and then call calc method passing in 1 divided by 2. Now remember, integer division in Java, int divided by an int is an int. So even though 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, the 0.5 is truncated and we only get the integer result. So this means that we're now going to call calc method passing in 0. So same thing again, I'm going to now call calc method passing in 0. Now I'm going to continue to do this. It has to continue over and over and over again until eventually it stops calling itself. Okay? But each of these times, notice we're calling calc method again, calling calc method again, calling calc method again. Now I'm calling calc method 0. So I have to do it again. Calc method 0, now num is 0. Ooh, 0 equal to 0, that's true. So it will automatically now return 10. So now notice that we are not returning, you know, a number and then calling them out that method again. We're just returning 10. So great, we stop. Calc method returns, calc method 0 returns 10. So since now I know that calc method 0 I know this returns 10. That means that calc method 1 returns 1 plus 10. This returns 11. And if calc method 1, I know now that that returns 11, that tells me that calc method 2 returns 2 plus 11, 13. And I can continue up the ladder here. Now I know that calc method 2 returns 13. Then that tells me that calc method 4 returns 4 plus 13, which is 17. And if calc method 4, I know that that returns 17, then that means that calc method 8 returns 8 plus 17, which is 25. And if calc method 8, then now I know that that returns 25, then that means that the original, which I wanted to know all along, calc method 16 returns 16 plus 25, which is 41. So the original question is, what does calc method 16 return? Calc method 16 returns 41. The answer is